As reported on August the 11th, Russian troops broke through Ukrainian defenses in the Donetsk region and advanced at least 6 miles into the territory. It was one of the deepest incursions in recent months, raising concerns about a possible advance on the strategic towns of Konstantinovka and Pokrovsk. However, the Ukrainian army foiled the enemy's plan, writes The Telegraph. On August the 12th, the Azov Corps launched a counter-attack, which the General Staff called active measures. Within days of the offensive, Russian soldiers found themselves surrounded by the Azov Corps, one of Ukraine's elite units. The incursion, one of the deepest since the transition to a war of attrition, quickly turned into a costly and deadly failure, the newspaper writes. By August the 14th, the situation had stabilized and the captured villages had been liberated. Particularly dangerous was Moscow's intention to establish control over the Dobropolye-Kramatorsk highway, a key artery for supplying Ukrainian troops in the east. However, thanks to the rapid response of the Azov unit, this strategic road remained under Kiev's control. Former British Marine Sean Pinner, who served with Azov, called the Russians' tactics suicide missions. There is not a single section of the front line that is not visible on the TV screen, he said, describing surveillance along the front line. He added, "It is an almost impenetrable iron curtain of drones." Despite the fact that the fighting is getting closer to Dobropolye, Ukrainian soldiers are sure that the situation is under control. In Pokrovsk, it is actually becoming calmer, one of the soldiers noted. Earlier, analysts from the Institute for the Study of War reported that the defense forces had made progress in the Pokrovsk direction. Ukrainian fighters probably cleared several settlements near Dobropolye and drove the Russians out of the Veseloye and Gruskoye areas. The liberation of Rubeznoye, Novovodanoye, Petrovka, and Zolotoy Kolodez has also been confirmed. The Ukrainian defense forces have managed to dislodge the occupiers in several areas of the front, according to a new report by the Institute for the Study of War. It is noted that on August the 15th to the 16th, the Russians attacked near Novokonstantinovka, Varachino, and Yunakovka. However, the enemy failed to achieve significant success in the north of the Sumy region. Also, the occupiers' attempts to attack and advance have been unsuccessful in the Kharkiv region. Analysts shared that in this region, the Russians are trying to attack with small infantry groups, sometimes using motorcycles for quick movement. Their actions appear chaotic, and no advances have been recorded. In addition, the enemy tried to advance in the Kupiansk and Limansk directions. Analysts have refuted the statements of Russian war correspondents about the alleged successes of the occupiers. Nevertheless, the enemy's advance in the Seversky direction was confirmed. The occupiers' attack near Chasovo Yar and Toretsk ended in failure. In the Pokrovsk direction, the defense forces had successes. Ukrainian fighters probably cleared several settlements near Dobropolye and drove the Russians out of the Veseloye and Gruskoye areas. The liberation of Rubeznoye, Novovodanoye, Petrovka, and Zolotoy Kolodez has also been confirmed. In the Velikomy-Kailovsk direction, Ukrainian troops pushed the enemy back from the Andriivka-Klevtsovo area. At this time, the Russians tried to advance in the Novopavlovsk direction, but to no avail. The occupiers also carried out attacks near Gulaipol in the Zaporizhia region and in the direction of Kherson near the Antonovsky bridges and Belogrudy Island. Attempts to advance ended in failure for the Russians. Subsequently, Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky confirmed that 6 settlements in the Pokrovsky direction had been cleared of Russian occupiers.
On August 23, fighters from the 34th Brigade of the 30th Marine Corps of the Ukrainian Armed Forces managed to raise the Ukrainian flag in an area of the Kherson region under occupation. A drone flying over territory controlled by the occupying Russian army also played the Ukrainian national anthem through a mounted speaker. The flag was placed on the highest tower in the area. August 23 is celebrated in Ukraine as the National Flag Day, and the operation was carried out to mark this significant occasion. The nearby occupying forces were unable to prevent the flag-raising operation.